Hey y'all, Love and Theft here. It's us, Steve and Eric.
And we're here with countrymusicrocks.net.
Yeah, it's a website.
All right, we're here at CRS 2015 with Love and Theft. How are you guys, and how is your CRS going so far?
So far, so good.
So far, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Probably the best CRS we've ever had.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Well, first off, congratulations to you guys on the release of your new album.
Thank you.
For folks that haven't picked it up yet, how would you best describe this new collection of music?
Well, we co-produced it with Josh Leo, who did he did like early Alabama records and Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and we didn't put any electric guitars on it. We wrote everything on it, and so it's probably we've had the most control over how it sounded more than anything else we've done. It's our third album ever putting out, so we're pretty stoked about it. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And speaking of no electric guitar, how did you guys come up with that? Because I know your vocals really shine and they really stand out on this album. Not to say that they haven't on other albums, but I mean, it's definitely on the forefront. So is that how you went into this album, knowing you wanted to do this, or how did it come about with just kind of stripping it back?
Yeah, we started it almost as an acoustic record, just trying to do something different for our fans. We hadn't given them new music in quite a long time. We were on a major label, so everything's timed out. So we just hadn't had the opportunity to put out a record in a couple years. So we wanted to try something different, something that would, allow them to latch onto it and take ownership of it. So we just thought originally we would just do a couple acoustic guitars and our vocals, and then we started slowly building it into an actual full record. And it turned out really, really cool. We couldn't be happier, actually. Yeah. It's just very organic and different for us, but it's also what we've kind of always wanted our records to sound like, and since we have complete creative control over it, it was a cool opportunity.
Yeah, and it's also a good segue for what the next album will be like, because it'll be even more towards that direction. We just didn't want to do that and people be like, wow. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
Now, as music continually grows and evolves, is it getting harder as country artists to find that balance to not go too far and still stay country?
For us, I think we're going more back towards the traditional side of country. When we got into the format, there was a lot of traditional country being played on the radio, and over the last 10 years, really, it's gone really to the pop side, almost hip-hop country, as some people call it. So I think we're just trying to stay true to ourselves and make the same music that we always set out to make. And in our case, our fans have always wanted to hear that, and they don't necessarily want to hear us kind of try to adapt and change to what the landscape is looking like. So
and we have the creative freedom now to do that, which is something we never fully had, which is really kind of awesome to be able to make the decisions yourself. But it's also your fault if it doesn't go right, but it's just way more fun.
Now, you guys both have beautiful baby boys in your lives. Congratulations to both of you on that. Now, having your sons in your lives, is that affecting your writing and the music that you guys want to deliver now?
I think so. Obviously, we've been in this business for almost 10 years now, in this town at least, and I think we've definitely grown up and we've changed and we've been through a lot of ups and downs, so I think that's obviously reflected in our writing and in the production and even in the style of music that we choose to record. But having kids, you have to think about someone other than yourself. So us both being married and having children, it definitely makes you think differently. I'm not sure if it's really affected the music too much, but obviously when we write something or record it, we're thinking about the future of our family and being able to provide for them. So I guess it does in that regard.
And speaking of your fans, you guys have an amazing and loyal fan base, and you guys have street teams all over the place. As artists, how does that feel? Because, I mean, they support you guys no matter what's going on with your careers and whatnot. So how does that feel to know that they're out there supporting you and so loyal?
It's been huge for us, especially if somebody bashes us on Twitter. They don't get away with that. So, and it has nothing to do with us. No, that doesn't really happen, but it did a long time ago. But for us, we just feel grateful. We've met most of the fans. We've actually shaken their hands or hung out with them after a show, or most of the ones that are like diehards like that. And that's a cool connection that country artists have that a lot of other genres don't have. And I think that, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just humans. So that's kind of the mentality we try to have. And if anybody wants to meet us after the show, there are ways to do that. We don't just lock ourselves up on the bus. So and those avenues for that, and it's a very easy thing. So for us, we've made ourselves accessible, and I think that it's helped our career stay stay steady, and we make new fans all the time because we're still meeting people. So I don't know who said it, but 1 million fans, 1 million hands. I think that's a really good principle if you're willing to do it.
Now, 2015 is well underway. What are some of your plans for this upcoming year? What are some things you're looking forward to?
Obviously, we're getting ready to hit the road
Going on the road
pretty hard. But SiriusXM, The Highway, just started playing our newest single, Whiskey on My Breath. So hopefully that song will continue to grow, and then we'll start looking for major terrestrial radio airplay with that. And I think we just want to go out there and promote our new album and see as many people as we possibly can, play as many shows for pretty much whoever will listen. So I think we're just going to work as hard as we can, try to get this song up the charts and sell some records.
Yeah.
Now, we all have wish lists and bucket lists. As country artists, what is still pretty high up there on your country music bucket list?
Well, for me, I think you probably share this. We would love to, we want to do a song with the Eagles, but I don't know if that will ever happen, but it's still on the bucket list. You got to have something on the list, so that would be there. Non-musically, I've never been whale watching. I'm dying to go whale watching, but my wife won't let me go without her, so we have to work that out. We got to plan it.
I think we've played overseas in Australia, and we've gone a few other places, but I think to do a tour of Europe and potentially Asia is something that we definitely want to do in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's a huge priority for us.
Provided that the music is successful over there and we're allowed the opportunity to do that. So I think that's definitely a goal. And yeah, I would obviously love to collaborate with the Eagles or another legend in the business.
As music consistently evolves and grows, what do you think sets country music apart from any other genre?
Well, like we mentioned earlier, accessibility to the artist is one thing. The artists, most of them, they actually care about the fans, and the Southern hospitality lives in a lot of where these songs and where these artists come from, and a lot of them got Jesus in their heart, and I think that shows through how they treat other people, and there's a big difference between that and a lot of other genres.
No, for sure. And finally, we're at CRS, Country Radio Seminar, so it's a week all about country radio. What is one of your favorite country songs that when you hear it on the radio, it totally takes you back and it resonates with you?
For me, I love the song "The House That Built Me." That song, it just takes me to my childhood. I mean, my dad built a house, and we watched it being built from the house next door, and we lived there for 15, 16 years, and that song is almost like my story. So I think for me, that song really, it always brings me to a different place when it comes on the radio, and that's what country music's all about for me. What about you?
For me, it's the Watermelon Crawl. I just love watermelon. So.
He loves watermelon so much.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to catch up.
Thanks.
I wish you the best of luck with the new music. It's an amazing album, and hopefully we'll see you on the road this summer.
Yes, you will. We'll be there.